like the ventilator's a bit off. Shame. It sent a lovely whiff of joy into the air. Terribly sorry about the telly in there. People keep stepping on the cable. Oh, we're back again.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
You must be the winner of the Uncle Jack Fan Club's Get to Know Jack contest. At least I hope you are. Well, the bobbies at the front door have been very sloppy indeed. As you know, I'm Uncle Jack, and I'm always
I didn't know
happy to
that.
feed my fans, especially if they can help me. Over on your right,
That is
you'll
so
see the news
sketchy.
feeding machine.
Oh.
That's how you feed me the news stories I'm supposed to read.
Okay.
To your right. Your right.
Yeah.
You'll see 3 news stories to choose from. Do try to give me a happy one, won't you? Sometimes the writers get a little mischievous.
How about that one?
You can only feed me news after I finish reading the previous story. The machine will light up to tell you when to send me more. Isn't technology wonderful? You'll have to wait for me to finish the story I'm reading before you send me another one. You wouldn't want me to get muddled, would you? No. Of course not. Just press the send button below the news story you want and... Oh, splendid. I'm sure you'll do a smashing job producing my show today. Just remember that we only want to see good news. Fortunately, all the news in Wellington Wells is good.
Gibbon it.
Here we go.
Correct point? Is that good news?
5, 4, 3...
Fiddling. Aye!
And now it's time for the Good News Hour with Uncle Jack. That's me, Jack Worthing. I'll give you all the news you need to start your afternoon with a smile. How long have we wellies enjoyed joy? 10, 12 years? It seems Hamelin amateur historian E.B. Gibbon now claims that a form of joy came to England with the Norman Conquest in 1066. Always scribble, 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 eh, Mr. Gibbon? Well, Mr. Gibbon identifies several joy capsules in the Bayeux Tapestry. However, other scholars maintain that they are merely commas. Well, despite not having been able to convince the smug elites in their ivory towers, Gibbon remains optimistic and, of course, very happy indeed. Have you ever wondered what life will be like in the future? Well, the Department of Science and Research is mounting a free exhibition that imagines what Wellington Wells will be like 20 years in the future, called the House of the Future. Scientists have dreamt up some wonderful inventions, and apparently there will be rides and cake. Why, 1984. Gosh, it's hard to imagine that 1984 will be anything like the Wellington Wells of today. It'll be even better. But I do hope I'll still be on your tellies every day. Constable Winslow has solved the mystery of the large pig spotted behind the King's Arms pub last Friday night. Well, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to get any bacon this time. It turns out it was only Jim Dixon attempting to find his keys in the alley. At least, that's what Jim said he was doing. And we're all quite sure that he wasn't drunk at all, was he? Remember, joy can make you look at things a little hopefully. So, if you're not sure, there's no harm in asking a friend if he's seeing the same thing you are. Next card. Tick-tock.
Cheeky.
Now, we don't know who thought it would be a jolly laugh, but some of the village compliment machines have been offering rather backhanded praise. I don't know who thought it would be a good idea to make an amateur my producer today, but oh well. Apparently a citizen heard a compliment machine say, "You look well for your age," and "What a creative hairdo." I'm with one of these cheeky machines. The executive committee has ordered a full inspection of village compliment machines. Now, should you encounter a cheeky compliment machine, kindly turn it off using the large red button and report it to the nearest police constable. Don't worry, darling. You really do look marvelous. The legendary Simon Says contest at the Church of St. Genesius is back on! Yes! And the pop star Nick Lightbearer will be their celebrity
Simon
caller.
Says? I want to
Mr.
go there.
Lightbearer has become reclusive of late. His Christmas concert ended abruptly last year when the singer
something's gonna
broke down
happen
in
at those
tears
events.
of joy. And,
In that door?
Well, he was unable to continue, even after fans appreciatively threw kitchen scraps on stage.
Also, my
His
question
managers
is
assure the
he
singer
right there?
loyal
Is that
fans
genuine
he no
glass and
longer
he's
has
like
the
right
very
there in front of
bad
me?
cold that caused the rest of his concert series to be cancelled.
Nope. I literally called something
That
was
was a
going
bit
to
of
happen.
excitement, wasn't it? Well, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. Yes. Our producer did a pretty swell job for a fan, don't you
No,
think?
I don't want to be
eh?
here anymore.
Well, wasn't that exciting?
Yeah!
I do wish you could be here, dear viewers. Well, it looks like somebody's having a party in the visitors gallery. There are so many happy, excited people there. So many. Perhaps somebody ought to check in and, well, make sure that they're not breaking anything. People tend to get carried away sometimes, don't they? What's this? Nice to hear that lovely joy gas.
Ah! Ah!
No one really knows that was like.
Oh! Oh! Ah! I like how the big exit button is still there. Well, that was really good. I enjoyed that. That was fun. So I've seen some of the game, and I'm assuming that that scene that just happened right there, where I had to do the system overdrive, I'm pretty sure that is happening as the event inside of the game where the person is, to take the joy. I think that's that. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was kind of fun. Ah, the archive. What is that? I saw this earlier, but I wanted to try the actual game first. What am I gonna... Another shady room? What's this? What? Oh! La 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 la. Oh, it's like music! Oh, that's so loud. There we go. It's a freaking pills. No, I'm with that one, actually.
Truth is the enemy of happiness. Isn't that the decision we all made?
Oh. But you know the truth, don't you?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
One thing I can tell you that you don't already know is there.
Have you had your joy, Ollie?
People in town are getting a tad bit skinny. I think they're starving to death. And they're painting the streets in fucking rainbows. Have you not noticed?
Oh, Ollie.
Why are you all wearing those ridiculous new
You
masks?
should get one. They shape your face into a smile. And when you smile, you can't help being happy.
We have to tell people. They need to know the truth.
No!
Oh.
It's better not to know.
Okay.
Wakey, wakey, everyone. And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. Do what you should be doing, and you never have to worry.
Sally?
Arthur, we're practically the only two people in this entire city not stoned out of our minds on joy.
It's not a lovely day for it. It's a fucking terrible day for it.
If you force people to have the emotions you want and you've turned them into robots made out of meat.
Where is it? Where's the blood?
I get extremely weird Bioshock vibes watching this. Oh! I might have to check that
People
out.
won't face facts. Not
game
until
actually
we
looks
take
fun.
their joy. And when we do that, they'll murder each other in the street.
I lost my Wakey Weekly. I lost it. Oh. But there it is.
Truth is the enemy of happiness.
I just put in a different one.
Isn't that the decision we all made?
There we go. Want to like really watch these? What are these? That's my question. Do I have any of them? No. How do I get these? It seems so neat. Oh, it's a music list. Okay. Ah!
And it's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The sun is up,
Humor hour?
and the weather is overcast and only slightly rainy, with occasional patches of lovely sunshine. Wakey, wakey, everyone. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you. Good morning, dear friends.
I get extremely weird
Good morning
Bioshock vibes. I don't know why.
Well, I hope you all had a lovely night's
And
sleep.
this dude is
with
probably like
lovely
Andrew
dreams.
Ryan or something.
It's shaping up to be a wonderful morning, and I think I can promise you that it's just going to get better all through the day. We all forget things from time to time, so don't forget the most important thing. Is it your tea? Is it your muesli? Is it
Yeah.
bacon and eggs? Is it toast?
Oh, bacon.
Did you forget to butter your toast? No.
I don't like butter on
be
toast.
Silly. It's your daily joy. Never
I mean,
forget
like,
to
I
take
like
your
it.
joy, and I
It's super
guarantee
weird
your
because like
day
if I
will
taste
go
it one time, then I like it.
swimmingly.
But if I taste it multiple times, then I don't like it.
So, let's take a look at today's schedule.
Okay.
What's going on in the village of Hamlin?
I want to be able to like rock in my
Chatting
chair, so I'm
and
gonna just scoot
greeting
up.
and smiling and
Ah.
laughing, of course, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and work,
Ah,
work,
breakfast,
work.
lunch, and dinner.
But at 3, I hope you'll all take a quick break for our daily recreational activity. Today, we will all gather around the telly for a rousing round of Simon Says.
Simon
I
says.
won't be gathering around the telly. I'll be in the telly. Just like every day, I'll be playing it with you. And then there'll be cake and prizes for all winners.
Cake?
And everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
And everyone will be
Can I
there.
go?
So don't miss it, or you're a rotten egg.
Oh, I don't want to be a rotten
But
egg.
seriously, unless you have an awfully good reason, such as 2 broken legs, do be a sport at 3 o'clock, won't you? We love your company.
I want to go.
And now, the hot
But it's like
new
way
song
past 3.
from our favorite band.
I don't have a watch. Down in. Humor hour. Imagine this is actually like an hour long.
Hello. Welcome to today's edition of Humor Hour, the show where you tell me jokes. Well, actually, I tell the jokes, but you send them in. And the first joke comes from Mr. Prentice Gibson of Clapperton Town.
Oh.
Mr. Gibson says, what do you call...
What do you call 3 downers at the bottom of the sea? Not enough downers. Very good.
Oh no.
We're starting off
Got my
with a song
desk.
today, aren't we? This one is from Brian E. Ditton of Collier's Lane.
This sounds so weird. That sounds so weird.
And now it's time for I Hear You, the part of our show where Jack Worthing, that's me, answers your letters and questions about our life in Wellington Wells.
Oh, okay.
And my first letter is from Mrs. Emily Cluley
Which last
of
new house?
Falkland Road.
Wakey.
Dear Uncle Jack, I adore your show and thank you for answering my question. I have a big Victorian bed that my husband inherited from his grandmum, but most nights he crawls off to sleep in the small bedroom in the small bed we have there. He promises
Really? I
it's
enjoy
not
this.
because I snore, but he won't say why he does, and I'm not sure he even knows. He seems
probably
a little
doesn't.
sad. What should I do? Dear Emily.
Game of
May
skill.
I call you Emily? Your letter is quite touching. You know the answer, don't you?
Can I grab it?
Yes.
Oh!
You see,
Almost
if
dropped
he
it.
seems a little sad, there's only one possible answer.
Eat
He's
more
got the
joy.
joy of it, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes. You must encourage him to take his pills, even if he seems a bit defiant. Take him to a doctor. There's no sense in sleeping in a rickety little bed in a small room when you can sleep in a proper English bed in a proper master bedroom. And quite frankly,
So
if he
joy,
is
like,
sore,
makes you
if he
hallucinate that
is sore,
everything
then
is so
he
much
should
better than what it
sleep
actually
soundly
is.
Just make sure he falls asleep before you do, and you both should be fine.
So, like what he just
Thank you
said,
for
when
writing in.
without
Do
joy,
keep
it makes
me
it look like it's
posted
just
about your
small,
progress.
rickety old room that's broken down. But if you take your joy,
Yeah,
it's this
I'm
big
sorry.
master bedroom kind of
Can
thing.
I read it, will you?
Sounds
Let's
interesting.
take a look at another one, shall we?
I feel like there's something similar to that in real life.
This one
Not
is
gonna say
from
what, but there
Mrs.
definitely
Penny
is.
Robbins Handley of Oldgill Park. Dear Uncle Jack, my husband won't take off his happy face at home. He won't even take it off in bed. He's that healthy. He says he has nightmares.
He sounds happy.
It's
Oh, good
a
job,
little
me.
creepy in it.
Oh God,
She actually wrote in
suck
it.
at this.
And she says, I mean, he
This
could
is
be
only the
anyone.
second I hear you. So
Well, fair.
let me get this straight. Once
Are you
we
sure you actually use
reach
your
5
husband?
more of these, we unlock a new key.
When you can't
You
be
know
too
what?
careful, you
Forget
can
this.
say
I'm
that.
sitting here. I'm doing all of these.
No, but seriously, Freddie, we do what it takes to stay happy, don't we?
Yes.
And the happy mask is scientifically sculpted to keep you happy.
Is that so?
When your facial muscles are shaped in a smile, well, you can't help feeling happy. Now,
So?
normally, I would suggest you take more joy. But some people do have a slight intolerance to joy. Now, if your husband is one of these people, he may just be doing what he needs in order to keep himself up. Certainly, if he's having nightmares without his happy face, well, why on earth should he sleep without it? When he can sleep
Good
with it and
question.
not have nightmares. So, come on, have a little conjugal consideration and appreciate his good qualities. Assuming he is, after all, not an imposter. Thank you for writing, Freddie.
Oh, one more.
This one is from
I enjoyed these.
Poppy Findlay of Twerton Manor. Dear Uncle Jack, I have a lovely row of tulips in front of my house. I should say, I used to have.
News
because they're
hour,
half gone.
night.
And I found a great big pile
Another
of tulip tops
gameplay
in the
trailer.
rubbish. Has some animal come and eaten half my tulip bulbs? Is it a badger? How can I catch it and eat it?
Oh, that's a story trailer. This is a game trailer.
I'm sorry to tell you, it's extremely unlikely that you have a badger, given that the tulip tops were placed in the rubbish. I think that you might actually be dealing with a hungry human. Did you know
Wait,
that
what?
you eat tulip bulbs? Yes. Actually, there's a fabulous and hilarious story from the Dutch tulip mania of the 1600s. See, there was this sailor who visited a friend of his. and he
Sitting down in my
saw
rocking
onions
chair,
on his
listening to these
table.
stories.
He ate
I love this.
Now,
It doesn't
turned out
sound
to be a
like it, but
rare
I'm actually
tulip
enjoying
bulb
this.
worth hundreds of guineas. And
See, this is what I
he
wanted
ate
in
it.
VR.
Imagine the kerfuffle that he did. Well, I hope he enjoyed it. Actually, there's no word what happened to the sailor, but I bet he took the next ship out. Hope he wasn't hanged. Yes. Anyway, do you by chance happen to live near the Garden District?
Don't know if I
Sometimes
heard him
the
correctly or not, but I'm
unfortunate
pretty
souls
sure
who
he
live
just
near
said,
there
I hope he
come into
wasn't
the
hanged.
village and, well, it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was them that ate your tulip bulbs. But
I wish I could, like, walk
I doubt
around.
there's
That'd be
anything
neat.
to do about it, except watch your remaining flowers and call the police if you see anyone near them. In the meantime, if you could eat tulip bulbs, you could probably eat the tops too with a bit of cooking. Well, it couldn't hurt anyway, eh? Ah, Well, I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time. Tune in again next time, when I hope you'll join us and we'll answer all your questions about life.
Well, you should be back on in like 2 seconds for me because I'm watching your news hour. That's not what I put in. There we go. Yay! Yay!
Every now and then, you might see someone who seems to be sleeping on the path or even in the middle of the road.
We'll do one of these ones next.
We all know that the middle of the road is not the most comfortable
Zombieland,
place to
Emerald
sleep,
City, Simon
and
Says,
rather
Joy
inconvenient
Fight.
for the rest of us. We might trip on them.
I'm going back over
So,
here.
what's
I'm
going
gonna do
on?
this one.
Well,
There
the
we go.
first thing to find out is if they're
Hello,
sleeping
news
or
hour.
if they're just lying there. Are their eyes open? If you shake them, do they make sounds? Let's suppose their eyes are open and they seem responsive to you. There's a possibility that they're feeling too sad to get up. In that case, you're dealing with a downer. And we all know what to do with a downer, don't we?
Give them
With
joy.
If
Yeah.
they won't take it, round up a few people near you and make sure they take it. If their eyes are closed, but they seem responsive, then they may be sick. It's probably best to prop them up in a building and let a doctor know. You don't want to spend too much time with a sick person. You might get sick
Especially
too,
in modern age.
And doctors know just what to do with sick people, after all. And you don't.
Another news hour.
But what to do if they don't respond? It's possible that they've passed on. Now, there's no dead body in the street. The authorities are fully capable of dealing with any deceased citizens and will properly dispose of their remains. And what you should definitely not do is stand there gawking.
Scared the crap out of
You
me.
don't want to draw a crowd, and it's not healthy to stare at a dead body. It might bring
I
you
don't think it
down.
is.
So just leave the body there and move on. And if you see a lot of people walking past someone in the middle of the street, well, you can safely trust that they've already realized there's nothing further they can do for that person. Just pretend that the person in the street is not there. Sooner or later they won't be. Take it from me, Uncle Jack.
That
Done is
sounds
done, and it's best if we all move on.
okay.
You'll be glad you did.
Okay, yeah, this thing is on. Okay. Alright, next. Got news hour 8. Yay. This is actually really fun.
Everyone is talking
I'm
about
enjoying
the
this.
shocking thing that happened yesterday. You know what I'm talking about. I have it on
My
good
knee is,
authority
like, right here.
that it was not at all what you might have thought it was. And in any event, the responsible parties are taking steps to make sure it never happens again.
I need to find
meantime,
news hours 7
keep
because
calm
apparently
and carry
something
on.
happens.
And don't forget to take your joy. And the weather report is rain, rain, go away, come back again some other day. Remember, gentlemen,
Sunny?
while rainwater goes down smooth in a whiskey, it does not
it's
contain
raining.
joy. So, if you like to collect rainwater for tempering your constitutional, please remember to adjust your dose accordingly. And the weather is delightfully sunny,
Yay.
inside and out.
Out of the
It's lovely
blue, that
in
one
the
sounds cool.
spring. I expect to see
Joy,
nothing
that
but
one's just titled
smiles
Joy.
out
That sounds
there.
spooky.
In fact, anything but smiles out there is strictly forbidden. Also, extremely unlikely, unless someone's happy face falls off. Can you imagine that? Better make sure it's not you.
I didn't hear what he said. Let's focus up this time.
Everyone is talking about the shocking thing that happened yesterday. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
I have it on good authority that it was not at all what you might have thought it was. And in any event, the responsible parties are taking steps to make sure it never happens again. In the meantime, keep calm and carry on. And don't forget to take your joy.
I actually want that back.
And the weather report is rain, rain, go away, come back again some other day. Remember, gentlemen, while rainwater goes down smooth in a whiskey, it does not contain joy. So, if you like to collect rainwater for tempering your constitutional,
Really like the way that these discs
please
look.
remember to adjust your dose accordingly. And the weather is delightfully sunny, inside and out. Who doesn't love an English spring? I expect to see nothing but smiles out there. In fact, anything but smiles out there is strictly forbidden. Also, extremely unlikely, unless someone's happy face falls off. Can you imagine that? Better make sure it's not you.
Where's my happy face? If they come in here and I don't have my happy face, I'm done for.
In case you
Because
might
I
have
am
heard
not
a
smiling,
loud
I have a straight
explosion
face
coming
100%
from
of
the
the
general
time.
direction of the Victory Memorial Camp. Don't worry, it wasn't someone blowing themselves up on the minefield. It was merely the members of the Home Army testing their ordnance. Mortar shells apparently don't last forever, and there's nothing more frustrating than dropping a shell on the enemy and it turning out to be a dud.
Oh.
So they must regularly test their supplies. That's all it was. No fatalities at all, and no worries.
Hopefully.
You may have noticed one of our favourite shops boarded up. There's no need to worry.
Oh.
I told the proprietor, you know who I'm talking about.
What shop
He's
is it?
renovating, and he doesn't want anyone to see it until it's done. At least that's what he says. I suspect he may simply have gone on holidays and doesn't want us to know. So if you notice a certain person comes
Well, I mean,
back
if it's
to
a
work
busy
looking
shop, then
remarkably
that's...
well rested,
Yeah, I
we'll
know, I
the
would
truth,
understand
won't
that.
we? Our local football team has done it again. A thrilling victory over some tough rivals.
Yeah!
I've seen such exciting footwork, and they really use their heads. Of course, it's nothing less than we expect from our finest. If you
I
see them,
hate that
do
glitch
buy
thing.
them
I
a
don't know
pint
what's
for me.
happening. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it.
I'm sorry to say tomorrow's cricket match has been postponed due to uncertain weather.
Oh,
Can't very well play cricket in a typhoon.
I don't even know what
So
cricket
we'll let
is,
you
but that
know
still
the
sounds
revised
sad.
schedule as soon as we receive the details.
What's the next one again? Oh, it's another gameplay trailer.
In Haviland, our favourite butcher shop has a very special today. Is it pork chops? Is it pepperoni? Is it filet mignon? Is it roast chicken? Or
Filet
is it just
mignon? I
several
don't even know what
cases
that
of
is.
Fresh, delicious V-meat?
I wanna find out, though. Now
Now
that you
that
said
I've got
it.
your mouth watering, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You
Ah!
can go visit yourself.
All
And
right.
do give your favourite butcher my regards. No one slices like he does.
No, really, that's
There has
how
been some
big my
confusion
hands
about
are.
the pass required to enter the city centre of Wellington Wells. To obtain your pass, you simply need to
Oh,
present
am I wearing a
yourself in
suit?
person with a recent photograph and a typed explanation of your purpose at the Department of Public Order. Simple, isn't it? That's all you have to do. The department is located at 5 Wapping Road, near the corner of Bart Street.
I
in
don't
the
want to know
centre
to
of
press
Wellington
anything.
Wells. I hope that clarifies everything.
Apart from the grab button.
There has been some excitement at the Victory Memorial Camp. An unauthorized person was intercepted attempting to plant tulips around the chain link fence. Fortunately, she set off all the alarms and was quickly apprehended. Now, imagine how alarming it would have been if she'd not been caught. Kaboom! Yes. Now, the leadership of the Home Army hastens to remind the public that...
So
the
for
Victory
us,
Camp
because we're
and the
taking our
surrounding
joy, they
relics
look
of
like
our heroic
tulips, but
resistance have been preserved in
without
its
joy,
immediate
it's
post-victory
bombs?
state. That means unmarked minefields and unexploded ordnance.
That sounds
every
bad.
Which way.
Make sure there are no tulips inside of this room.
So don't be a tourist fatality. No one except
Okay.
members of the Home Army
We're fine.
in good standing has any purpose in the memorial camp. And if you want
Maybe.
to plant flowers, how about planting them in town where we can all see them? Some viewers have asked me, how can I find out more about the resistance and the victory? Now, I always tell them, why on earth would you want to know more about the war years, their ancient history, and our lives are so much better now? But, due to popular demand, we now have a book with all the answers. It's called The Story of Our Victory. And it's written by me, Jack Worthing. It's a lovely little book with cheery illustrations and quotations from all your favourite wartime heroes. And it tells you absolutely everything you should ever want to know about the war and our glorious victory.
Alright, I'm gonna sit down normally again.
It's not in the book. You don't need to know it.
I mean,
Some viewers have asked, how do I join the brave soldiers of the Home Army? Now, I've asked the Home Army leadership to respond. And they would like you to know that the Home Army has a full complement of highly trained warriors ready to repel any future invasion by our enemies, or even our friends. So there's no need to join anything. You can just
Alright.
get captured by smiling at everyone you meet. Now, go about your day and enjoy our lovely English weather, whatever it is.
alright, is that it for today? Yes, another disc in. What's this one? Night Nighty. Nightly Night. Nightly
Well,
Night. It's probably like the good night.
Getting late, isn't it? And it's time for all good wellies to cuddle up in bed. You don't want to be out after dark, do you? Foggy Jack might come for you. And then we'll...
I'm sorry, I had to. I'm not doing that. Trailer. Oh.
Wakey, wakey, everyone. It's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. It's your dear friend, Uncle Jack, with a few brief tips that'll help you get along. The most important one, of course, is don't forget to take your joy.
Ah!
Drink plenty of water, too. Good thing there's joy in the water, eh? And eat plenty of nutritious food. May I be the first to recommend our local delicacy, V-meat. Of course, be very careful to stay away from downers.
I just want them to stop screaming.
Fortunately, most of these sad lunatics live in the Garden District, and no decent person goes there. It's full of dangerous maniacs who won't take their joy. Good night! Obey all official signs. They're for your safety and protection. Make friends with your fellow citizens. Talk to them.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Visit them. Wellies love a friendly guest. We Wellies do love our games. It's important to stay young at heart. So use our playgrounds. After all, if we don't, who on earth will? Obey police officers. They're there to protect you. Remember, they're the only ones who are supposed to be out at night. Wellington Wells is always a delightful place. If you just do like everyone else is doing and take your joy, you'll have a splendid time. And if you don't...
One less mouth to feed, eh?
That sounds,
I think that's the best one of all. Very good.
I mean, I might have to try that. It sounds like a good game. Here we go. News hour.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
What exactly are you doing? Yes, you there. This is Uncle Jack talking directly to you. Are you where you belong right now?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
These are very important questions for all of us. As patriotic citizens of Wellington Wells, it's not enough to just look out for yourself. We all have to look out for each other. And that means asking ourselves these questions every day. Are we where we're supposed to be? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? But if we're all doing our duty, will we preserve and thrive into the future? You never can be too careful. Take it from me, Jack Worthing. Stay where you belong and do what you should be doing, and you never have to worry.
Alright, lesson learned. Got a song. We're not doing anything song related, we're just... If it's a song, we skip it. Humor hour.
Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Humor Hour, the show where you tell me jokes.
Book teaser.
Well, I tell the joke, but you send
News hour.
And the first joke comes from Mr. Nigel Plaskett of the Barton. Dear Uncle Jack, I love your show, and Humor Hour is my favorite. Here's one I heard.
Why is it shaking now?
A man walks into a doctor's office. He has a cucumber up his nose, and a carrot in his left ear, and a banana in his right ear.
Okay.
What's the matter with me? He asks the doctor. The doctor replies, you're not eating properly. That's excellent, Mr. Plaskett. Very good.
I feel like I know that
I
joke.
can certainly think of...
I feel like the joke here is what you say? So like you guys know how people say, oh, if you like eat a banana, it can increase your hearing or something like that. I feel like that's the joke.
Better ways to eat a banana, eh? If I could get one. Very good. This one's
A banana is downstairs. You want to split one?
Hither Lane.
This one's humor hour.
I went to see my old friend Angus McTavish.
Bung, bung, bung.
I sent a Scottish joke.
See, this is enjoyable. This is what I wanted in a VR experience. How long has the stream been going for at this point?
And he was stripping all the
That's...
wallpaper off
Oh, I
his
should
living
probably
room
pay
wall.
attention to that, shouldn't I?
Angus, I said, I can't believe you're redecorating. I'm not, he said. I'm moving house. I'm moving house. You could just hear him, eh? Because we all know how stingy his thoughts are. Good one, Ridgeville.
I'll pause it. I need to check how long the stream's been going for. Oh. Like 36 minutes? That ain't that bad. We can continue.
Oh, very good. Scottish, eh? What do we have here? This is from Antonia Penelegion of Upper Watling Street. My husband is always complaining that his eye hurts whenever he drinks tea. Well, take the spoon out of the cup, dear, I tell him. Well, you certainly have a very stupid husband, Mrs. Penelegion.
Yep.
Excellent jokes today, my friends.
No, there's my mask.
And here's one today from our faithful contributor, Mr. Persky Blatchang. Mr. Blatchang, what have you got for us today?
A yellow disc.
Yeah, very good. An Englishman,
So, News
a
Hour
Scotsman and an Irishman
Blue,
walk into a
Night
pub,
Nighty Blue.
each buy a pint of good English ale. And just as they're about to drink deep, 3 flies land in each of their pints and get stuck in the head. Well, the Englishman pushes his beer away in disgust. I'm not bloody well going to drink that, he says. The Scotsman spoons the fly out of the bubbles and drinks the pint. Waste not, want not, he says. And the Irishman grabs the fly by its wings, holds it over his mug and says, "Spit it out, you bastard! Spit it all out!" Very good, Mr. Percy.
Good show. I can't believe I
I have
actually
to
said
say,
that.
personally, I'm with the Scot on that one. Waste not, want not. Sound advice.
How many more?
This is from
Like 1, 2, 3 maybe?
Jones of Peel Street. A man goes to his doctor.
Okay.
He touches his shoulder and winces. "Doctor," he says, "it hurts when I touch my shoulder." Then he touches his nose, and it hurts when I touch my nose. He touches his knee. He says, it hurts when I touch my knee. The doctor says, "Well, I'm not surprised." "I'm not surprised you've got a broken finger." That's wonderful, Mr. Pickford Jones. Very
Good show. I like this.
What a twit. Here's one from Felicity Royston, writing from the George and Dragon, here in Haviland. "I thought I'd try the new Joy diet," she says. "I didn't know there was a Joy diet. I think it's working. I've lost several days already." Yes, that's... One sometimes forgets a thing or two, don't we, if we overdo it. You know, I actually think it's best to write things down if they're really important. In fact, I seem to have written a note to myself just the other day. Let's see what it says. "Don't forget to do it." Well, I should be a little more specific next time, eh?
Probably.
That was a bit strange. Now, let's see what else we've got. I've got one here from Cyril Pike of Inchinnan Circle. "I saw my friend Jeremy walking along the street with his wife the other day. Suddenly, she fell into a manhole, but Jeremy kept walking. I ran over to him and I... Good God, man, didn't you notice your wife just fell in a manhole 100 feet back?" "Oh, thank goodness," said Jeremy. "I thought I'd gone deaf." Lovely, lovely. So thoughtful of you, Mr. Pike. I
Barely
do hope they
get
got
that
her out
one.
of the sewer. And if not, then it's one less mouth to feed, eh? Think about that.
And this one is from Corporal
Oh,
Lindsay
last one.
Douglas of the Victory Memorial Camp. He's one of the loyal members of the Home Army. Do you know what's one of the toughest things about having to wear camouflage trousers? You can never find them. Yes, because they're camouflaged.
I like that
Very
one.
good. Brilliant, Corporal Douglas. Very, very funny. And may I say, we salute your service. It's good to know that you're there to protect us when the next war
No, that's
comes.
wrong hand.
I'm afraid we've come to the end of our
There we
time.
go.
If you hear a good joke, please don't hesitate to drop a note marked Humour Hour at our studio, 2 Marlborough House, in the centre of Wellington Wells. Tune in again next time for the best in English humour.
I'm wondering if you get the actual
See you
game,
soon.
can you go there? I hear you. Number 2.
And now it's time for I Hear You, the part of our show where Jack
I'm gonna go with that one
that's me,
next.
answers your letters and questions about our life in Wellington Wells.
I'm gonna go with this one
And
next
today's
because that one
first
has I
letter is
hear
from
you.
Rupert Scribner
Wakey,
of
wakey.
12 Spanker Lane.
Old customs. Maybe a song.
Mr. Scribner asks,
Famous.
Uncle Jack. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
Famous
me.
Britons?
Is it possible to
Britons?
take too much joy? Well, Mr. Scribner, it is possible, but you really have to work at it. You have to take a great deal of joy before you experience any toxic effects. Joy is quite safe in the short term, and you can take
Oh,
up
let's
to
actually
10
go with
pills
this one.
per
This one
day
sounds
if you're
amazing.
a man of average weight. However,
There's like 5 different things
there
I
are
can
side
watch.
effects, as we all know. Joy
That
not
aren't
only
songs.
makes you happy, it suppresses bad old memories. If you take too much, it may temporarily suppress memories that you actually need to get around. Do you have trouble identifying the people in your house, and yet they seem quite friendly and affectionate? Do you find yourself wondering exactly what your house looks like and how to get to it from wherever you are? Does it seem as if the shops and the streets have all been moved around behind your back, and the map that you have in your head of your environment doesn't quite match the one in your memory? Well then, you may have taken rather too much joy. It might be best to ask a friend to take you home so you can sleep. This is from Royston Farrell of Needfold Passage. Dear Mr. Worthing, well, there's no need to call me Mr. Royston. We're all friends here, aren't we? And besides, Mr. Worthing is my father. Anyway, my question is, writes Mr. Farrell, what's all this talk about a joy spiral? Dear Mr. Farrell, the so-called joy spiral is an imaginary syndrome in which you take too much joy, then you forget you've taken your joy, so you take more joy, and then you forget that you've taken that, and so on and so on and so on. But Mr. Farrell, I can
doesn't
assure
sound
you
too
that
good.
no such thing exists as a joy spiral. I mean, you might as well believe in the Tooth Fairy or Santa Claus. Or
Hey, don't you say
those
that.
people who tell you that we lost the war. It's ridiculous. Long before any such joy spiral catches hold of you, you'll probably pass out, and when you wake up, your memory will be restored. Yes, it's true that you might be a bit confused about where things are, but any passerby will be happy to point you in the right direction. All right, Mr. Farrell. Good. Thank you for writing. And, hang on a minute. Ah, a scented envelope.
Oh,
I like those. And this one here is from Mrs. Joan Tamlin Goggin of Shagbear Wood in central Wellington Wells. Mrs. Tamlin Goggin writes, I know we beat the Germans and made them abandon our sceptred isle, but how did we do it? Didn't they have tanks? Mrs. Tamlin Goggin, thank you very much for writing. Yes, it's easy to be confused of those long-gone days, and you're right, indeed they did have tanks. Quite a few of them. And if ever you're inside of the Victory Memorial Camp, you can see those
okay.
German
I'm
tanks
starting to figure
lined up
something.
as if it were 1948.
I think I'm onto something when I say this, but I'm pretty sure that those, you know, weird things that keep on happening, they're trying to censor something.
I'll tell you how we beat them. With English cleverness, English patience, and English fortitude.
Okay. Next one is a art showcase. Maybe.
Well,
Is he gonna read us a
getting late,
book?
isn't it? It's time for all good citizens to be getting ready to go to bed. You don't want to be out after dark, do you? Would you like me to read you a bedtime story?
Yeah!
Of course you
Actually,
would.
we'll do that one later.
Well.
We'll do that one later. Da da doo doo da doo da doo. Actually, it doesn't sound that bad. Okay, we got it. Next hour.
What do you do if you're with a downer? Well, if it's you, then just excuse yourself and take your joy right away. You'll be as right as rain in no time.
Is that finger like
But what if it's not
broken?
you? Well, the first thing to do is ask the downer, have you had enough joy today? Most sensible people will realize
Yes.
they've forgotten their morning joy. After all, forgetfulness can happen to any of us. In fact,
I'm
it's a
just
sign
gonna
you're taking your joy.
take a nap.
So remind them and they'll take their joy right away and, yes, problem solved. But
Is
the
it?
person won't take his joy.
Ah!
Well then, you need to step up
I start
and
breathing.
do your patriotic duty to your fellow citizen of Wellington Wells. If you can see a policeman or a doctor, simply notify them that there's a downer in the area, and yes, they'll take care of the rest. After all, it's their job. But if there are no authorities, you may need to take action yourself. Call your fellow citizens and let them know they've got a downer in their midst. They'll help you chase and subdue the downer and make sure he takes his joy. Once he's recovered his senses, well, you can let him go on his way. And if for any reason he fails to recover, don't feel bad. Sad feelings are contagious, and one bad apple can spoil the lot. Go on your way and have a lovely day.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered what
Oh.
life will be?
I'm sorry for skipping them now, but like I just want to skip some of them. Cause like there's like a ton of these things.
Wakey, wakey, everyone.
Um.
It's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The weather is only slightly rainy with streaks of lovely sunshine. Everyone in Wellington Wells is doing exactly what he or she ought to. Smiling and laughing and taking their joy. What about you?
That's right. I'm talking to you. Are you doing what you should? Of course you are. After all, you're not a downer.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh snap!
Now, some people have asked me what to do about the happy, excited throngs running through the street.
What you should do is
Join the fun!
Did not look happy. We should get it in.
And now it's time for Funny Old Customs, the show in which Jack Worthing, that's me, illuminates our Jolly Island's ancient customs. Today, we're going to talk about human sacrifice.
What was he about to start talking about? I want to do that again. That was fun. I want to do all like the bad options this time. Ah.
Oh dear. Huh. That sounds like the ventilator's a bit off. Shame. It sent a lovely whiff of joy into the air. Terribly sorry about the telly in there. People keep stepping on the cable. Oh. We're back again.
After this, we're probably gonna do something else.
You must be the winner of the Uncle Jack Fan Club's Get to Know Jack contest. At least I hope you are. Well, the boys at the front door have been very sloppy indeed.
Actually, let's go. Actually, we'll stick around.
As you know,
just a little bit
I'm
longer.
Uncle Jack, and I'm always
Actually, no, I got better stuff to film. Yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. I will be back on later with another game. So yeah. I hope I hope everyone watching had a fun time today. I'll be just filming, you know, getting some more footage so I can make some videos instead of streaming. But yeah, I should be back online in a couple minutes. If not, maybe